Welcome back, and wow, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of action that happened overall in an amazing college football weekend, amazing NFL weekend, but man, I can't even get started with that. I have something that's way more massive to talk about. Davante Adams is a Jet. This is, I was about to say, this is shocking news, but let's be real. It's not really shocking news. It's a third round compensation pick that will turn to a second based on playing time. Just briefly before I came on this show, Davante Adams appeared on the Pat McAfee show. He looked in good spirits. I mean, just seeing him and Aaron Rodgers next to each other, it's like, man, that just feels so right. Overall, my reaction to the trade, can't believe the Jets got him for that cheap. For just, like I said, a conditional pick. Not shocking that, what was I wanting to word it as? That's it. Overall, it's not shocking that it happened. That it kind of happened now. A little bit weird. It sucks for Robert Saleh. They fire him, and all of a sudden now their owner's going all in. Basically had pretty much a last-ditch effort, throwing it out the season. To be 2-4 though, losing Monday night, that's a little bit tough. But they're going into a part of their schedule now where hopefully it will get a little bit easier. Adding Davante Adams should only help their causes. Son Reddick's with his new agents looking at talking and potentially getting back with the Jets if they don't trade him. I mean, it's looking up for the Jets. But overall, I mean, Davante Adams, it just wasn't. His tenure with the Raiders was interesting to say the least. Just didn't work out well. Went there to go play with Derek Carr. They got rid of him instantly. You could tell that Davante was frustrated with your boy, Dreamy Garoppolo. You could tell that wasn't working out too well. He seemed to like Aiden O'Connell, but was having issues with Gardner. I mean, it was just a absolute complete mess for them the whole way. So probably better for them overall just to get rid of him. Now they move him to the Jets. Jets now it's quote-unquote Jets problems to deal with, but I know the Jets absolutely love it. It's going to be fun to watch the Jets offense. As a Colts fan who's going to see them in the only primetime game we got this year, and we have no corners. Aaron Rodgers might throw for 350 and 3. But man, I cannot wait to break down this Davante Adams trade more and more as the weeks go on. I mean, it's just crazy. We're week 7 in the NFL. This is probably the first blockbuster, I would say, of the year. Unless I'm missing something. At least in season-wise. Like, since the season started. This is just massive for the Jets. Their offense should be so much better now. The new play calling under Todd Downing looked pretty well. I mean, I guess we'll just turn this into a Bills-Jets breakdown to kick it off. We'll work in reverse order, start from Monday Night Football, go on. Bills look dominant at portions. And then there's other portions like, this is the same old Bills as before. But overall, I was very... If you're a Bills fan, I'd be satisfied with how they played yesterday. Could have been better in some spots, but having no James Cook, the run game was pretty good with Ray Davis. Overall, Jets, disappointing loss. Jets damn near should have won that game, it felt like. I mean, personally, in my opinion, Jets should have won that game. They just missed a lot of field goals. Had a lot of dumb penalties in horrible spots. Had a few touchdowns come back. I'm not even going to talk about the officiating last night, although the officiating last night was by far the worst it's been all season. That was... I started getting frustrated at a certain point where it's like, dude, come on. There was a flag, it felt like, for every single play that was ran. That was by far the worst. I'm not even not going to talk about the officiating, though. That's by far the worst it's been all season. Felt like there were so many calls they shouldn't have called. There felt like there were so many calls they didn't call that should have been called. It was just overall horrible, horrible night. And also, hey, referees, when they do personal foul, roughing the passer, every single ref, down. I'll even back up a little bit. Every single ref, personal foul, roughing the passer. This guy goes rough. I can't even. Like, he didn't even go down all the way. It's like roughing the passer. Like, he did. Not getting into it. Anyway, man, officiating was kind of sucked last night. Jets lost us the perfect week in Pickem. That part sucked as well. But overall, good night. I think it was sucks to lose that game, but I think for the Jets, they wake up this morning pretty happy with what's happening now for them. And as for the Bills, they're obviously happy because they're going to be the number 1 team in the division. I mean, they're like minus 280 to win the division now. We'll talk about that a little bit more once we finish the recap and everything. But, yeah, I think it's basically between, in my opinion, them and the Jets now. I think Dolphins too far out of it. They aren't really, but overall, I just don't think the Dolphins are going to be able to do enough to get back into it. And then for the Patriots, let's be real. This is just a Drake-made developmental season. But, yeah, like I said, we'll go over the... I like how this is working. Sweet. We'll go over the divisional odds here in a minute. I just wanted to see if I was right. Jets plus 500 now, was at 490 earlier. Bills are minus 370 to win the division. Dolphins plus 850. And then the Pats are plus 10,000. But like I said, I mean, man. We need to... I about went through the whole divisions again. We'll get to them in a minute. But like I said, great win for the Bills. Much needed win. They're dealing with a lot of injuries as well, so it's just nice to get those pieces back. As for the Jets, we're pretty much looking to the future for them. I mean, Breece Hall looked good. Overall, I mean, like, it sucks they lost the game, yes. They had like I said, I want to say that was just stupid, the amount of penalties they had, but yet again, I almost think that's more of an officiating thing than them, but they're still heavily penalized, way more than they should have been. But overall, offense looked really good. I thought, especially, there's some spots that did, and the offensive line definitely had some. There's a few plays where Tyron Smith was reaching for errors, Aaron Rodgers was getting killed, but other than that, I thought the Jets overall, offensively, they look way better than they have in any game this year. It's going to be hard for Nathaniel Hackett to get a job once Aaron Rodgers is gone because, whoa! Amari Cooper to the Bills. I almost traded my buddy for him this morning. Shout out to Nick. Nick offered to trade him this morning. I didn't get a chance to offer him up. Wow. I'm going to make sure this is confirmed before I start talking about... Oh, it's confirmed. Holy shit. Oh, my... Wow. That's... Wow. Man, we got some stuff to talk about Cleveland now. Wow. Man, that's a massive trade for the Bills. Absolutely massive. I mean... Wow. I cannot believe that. Man, shout out to Amari Cooper, man. That's awesome for him. That's definitely going to be... That is awesome for Josh Allen, too. I mean, sheesh. What a trade, man. On the air. First one of the year, live. Obviously, I'm not recording this live. Hopefully, I would assume by the end of the... but continue on. Sorry. Wow. Blue, that... Man, that is awesome. Shout out to the Bills, man. Bills are getting Amari Cooper in a 6th-round pick, and then Cleveland got a third in 2025 and a 7th in 2026. Wow. NFL's heating up, baby. Let's continue on, though. Like I said, we'll actually backtrack now. We'll go back to the Thursday night game, which saw the... We will now go back to the Thursday night game, which saw the... I'm still pulling it up. We'll go back to the Thursday night game, which saw the 49ers take on the Seahawks. 49ers went 36-24, just offensive explosion. This is one of those games that it looked close. It looked close, kind of felt close, but it was one of those games that wasn't close at all throughout most of the game. 49ers just look back. They look awesome. Seahawks just a tough loss for them, man. Seahawks are just looking bad. I mean, Geno threw for 312. It's just like, against the 49ers, it's just, you can only bounce back game for the 49ers as well. Obviously, I'm just trying to think of the best way to, like, describe this loss for the... It's not a horrible loss for Seahawks. I mean, it does suck, though, because they lost to the Lions, lost to the Giants, and now lost to the 49ers. They lose 4 in a row, losing to the Falcons next week. Oh, man. Because I'll admit, like, the Lions won, yeah, I'll just basically, the best way to put it, I thought they'd lose to the 49ers, I guess, and they only lost by 12. I guess it's just because... You know, most of their touchdowns were in the second half. It might have not been as competitive, but overall, I mean, Seahawks still can't be too mad with what they've been putting up so far. They've been putting together decent tape. They just ran into, Lions, buzzsaw, ran into them. Giants game, they should have won that game. Horrible loss. This game against 49ers, ran into a 49ers team that's coming off, I believe was coming off a loss against the, was it Cardinals? Yeah. Just lost the Cardinals by 1 point last week. They're definitely going to come back with a bit of a vengeance, and they did just that. Big win for them on Thursday night. Now they improved to 3-3, moving on next week to play the Chiefs. That's a massive game. And being 3-3 for that game is a lot better than being 2-4 playing the Chiefs. Moving on now. London. Bears 35, Jacksonville 16. This was just a good old-fashioned backyard ass whooping. Caleb Williams did his thing. Man, you know it's going to be a long one when... Yeah, the fact that we had, I was already planning a lot of starting the episode off with the Davante Adams news. And then literally just as I finished kind of giving my thoughts on it, Amari fucking Cooper, man. Oh, man, I can't even talk about anything else. I'm just so, wow, sports, baby. But like I said, Caleb Williams did his thing. 35-16, Caleb Williams with 4 touchdowns off 226 passing yards, 23-29. He actually looked really good this game. Was getting stuff going in the run game as well. I'll admit, not going to say we fully predicted this, but we talked about how Caleb Williams was going to have a great game. I looked for him to throw. If you read the article as well, I thought he was going to throw. Bears were going to score about 28-31. I thought they were going to score about 4 touchdowns. I said, the only thing I was kind of wrong about, I didn't think Caleb was going to throw for 4 of them things. Threw for 4. DeAndre Swift was able to get the 1 rushing for their 5th touchdown. Whew, man. What a win for the Bears. And as for Jacksonville, that was a horrible loss for them. Gabe Davis is the only one who does anything of value, I guess, because he has 2 touchdowns, 5 of 45 for 2. Trevor Lawrence throws for 234 yards, though. It's just, man, this Jags team is just weird. They now fall to 1-5, and if they lose, they might be the next coach that gets fired. Because, I mean, man, they lose to Bears improved to 4-2, by the way. But if the Jags lose to New England next week in London after staying in London for a whole week, don't look for Doug Peterson to get on that plane, boy. He might get left in London because, wow. Jags have just been truly bad to start off the season. I mean, we're looking at the points they scored in each game. 16 points last game. They scored 30. I mean, Colts in Jacksonville. That's the only game, I guess, all year that the Jags can write down and be like, all right, we're winning this game right here. Past that, good luck. But yeah, I mean, man, scored 20. Like I said, so we're ignoring that game. In all their losses, they scored 16, 20, 10, 13, 17. So when they score over 20 points, when they score over 21 points, they've won so far this season. Under 21 points, they've lost. They beat the Colts 37-34. But man, Tank Bigsby now might be dealing with an injury. He did not play nearly as much as I thought he would, which was really, really weird. I don't know if he was injured or... Yeah, they're saying it's game script, maybe, but I don't know. Like, Dearness Johnson got so many carries compared to Tank Bigsby. And he got a lot of work in the passing game as well. So that was very kind of concerning to see, but makes you wonder what's going on. I mean, it's just... When Jacksonville... They're just bad, man. Let's be honest. They're just bad. They're a weird team. Doug Peterson needs to probably get fired. Man, that'd be a good team for Mike Vrabel as well. Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel on the Jags, that would... I tell you what, they hire one of those two, I would definitely be like, oh, okay, that's a serious team. Man, I just don't... It feels like they have so many pieces, yet no pieces at all. They say this is one of the greatest Jacksonville Jaguars built ever. Which I could definitely agree with. I mean, being a guy who's watched, there's been some bad Jacksonville Jaguars teams. There have been some bad teams, but this team is actually somewhat decent. Name-wise, it's just, man, they just can't put any of this talent together. Big game for Evan Ingram, by the way, first game back, 10 for 102. I know Gabe Davis had the 2 touchdowns, but nobody else had over 50 yards. Gabe Davis with 45, Kirk with 39, Brian Thomas with 27. Then there was Evan Ingram with 10 for 102, so that might be a guy to keep an eye on potentially. For next week, Colts 20-17 win over the Titans. Joe Flacco comes in and throws for 189 and 2 touchdowns. Running game truly wasn't all the way there. JT missed another game. Hopefully he'll be coming back. Michael Pittman back from the dead. Nick, my boy Nick, who wants Amari Cooper? Actually, I'm going to think about trading him unless it's a good offer. Then why are you asking who wants him? No, but shout out my boy Nick. But yeah, hopefully JT comes back, man. Michael Pittman, huge touchdown with 7 minutes to go to give the Colts the lead. This was actually a really, really fun back-and-forth game. Colts scored 10 points in the fourth quarter to lock it up after being trailing 10-10 going in the half, 17-10 in the third. Titans were leading, and then the Colts were able to come back and win. Josh Downs looks amazing with Joe Flacco at quarterback. He had one of his best NFL game yet, 7 for 66 and a touchdown. Feels like he should have had way more yards than that, but he was making plays everywhere the Colts needed to play. Molly Cox is looking good. Michael Pittman. I mean, Adonai Mitchell, man, I can't wait for that guy to score a touchdown. I watch him every single week. Get close to the end zone and get all these passes. Gets a good amount of targets and just isn't able to hold them all in. Like this week, it was 4 targets, not as many, but it's... Once he's able to figure some stuff out, it's going to be truly awesome. Big win for the Colts. The Titans just continue to look awful. Will Levis, 16 for 27, 95 yards. Tough. That is tough. Running-wise, Tony Pollard was able to run all over them. So, yep. But they only ran 17 for 93. So, even then, like, he was gashing them a bit. But Tajay Spears, 6 for 27. Will Levis, 3 of 15 rushing. So, the Colts have been really weird where they don't give up stuff in the run game, but they'll give it up in the pass game, or vice versa. So this week they gave up nothing really in the pass game, but got kind of... They didn't fully get ran all over, but they got ran on a good amount. I don't know. kind of want Robert Saleh as their DC. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Like, oh, we'll just deal with Gus Bradley, I guess, this year because Robert Saleh's taking a year off. Maybe get rid of him then and bring in that boy Robert Saleh. I don't know if he's going to want to coach on the Colts, so I don't know what is from California to, actually he might though. He went from the 49ers to the Jets where it was so loud and everything that maybe he just wants to come to quiet old Indiana. But overall, for this game, very, very excited for the Colts. Massive win. I expect them to win this game. Happy they won this game, even with the line flipping, with Joe Flacco starting. I'll admit to you, though, I am very torn right now on AR starting versus Joe Flacco. It'd be awesome to see because AR needs to learn. I'm trying to think about the best way to... I almost would rather him sit for the year and learn behind Joe Flacco, but at the same time, it's like we understand what Joe Flacco is and we want to see the future play. I'm stuck, I'll admit, because I want the Colts to win now. Obviously, they have a lot of players. I would love for them to win. A lot of older players as well that I've seen on this team now for 3, 4, 5 seasons. Would love for them to win now. Their roster, it just sucks. Their roster is like damn near one of those weird places where you don't want to be most times in sports, where you're in between the blow up and you're also on the verge of greatness. Because like, if you look at the Colts roster, no joke, I make this joke with my friend Jaron all the time. If you combine the Colts and the Steelers into one team, that'd probably be the best team in the NFL. I mean, it would be absolutely disgusting. I mean, especially with Joe Flacco starting, that team would be disgusting, dude. But it's tough. I'll admit, it's fully tough. I don't know. I want AR to start for the future, but at the same time, it's like, man, I enjoy winning the games. Joe Flacco's playing some great football at the same time, so it's tough. But overall, I'm very happy with the Colts. They already announced that if Anthony Richardson's healthy and no setbacks, he's going to start next week. I have no issue at this point with them taking their time if they want to sit him an extra 2-3 weeks. Because first off, I want the kid healthy. I don't want him to come back in, get hurt right back away. But overall, I am very happy with the Colts. Happy they got the win. Titans looked like they're going to be a rough season for them. There's nothing real. They're going to play the Bills now. They're 9-point dogs to the Bills. They seem like a team that's going to be. I don't know if the head coach wants the quarterback he got. I don't know. The Titans just seem like a really, really weird team. This seems like they're going to be a team that it's going to take them a while. It might take them 2-3 years to get back to where they want to. And I would not be shocked if Will Levis is not their guy and they move on from quarterbacks. Now they got. I won't lie. They got. We got this whole. We got a bunch of fantasy trades trying to go off my chat now. In one of my leagues for Amari Cooper. I won't lie. Anthony Richardson is on the waivers. This is something. Before we move, by the way, we'll move on to the next game in a second. But I'll admit this. I have Jaden Daniels in my league, and I have Kyler as a quarterback. Someone dropped AR. I am very tempted to pick up AR, and be like, hey, do you want Kyler Murray for Amari Cooper? Tempting. Oh man, I might do it on the show, people. Let me take a quick gander. I don't know if we're gonna fully do it. But yeah. No, like I said, we should probably move on though. So we'll move on to the next team before I get stuck in fantasy. Like I said though, moving on. We probably need to burn through these games a little bit quicker. Because I got a lot to talk about. Bucks win 51-27. The Saints scored 27 points in the second quarter off Baker Mayfield's. Big win for the big wins. Man, I still can't get over this Amari Cooper stuff. This is crazy. Amari Cooper and Davante Adams both traded today. Well, like I said, the Saints get smacked. It's 51-27. I mean, Derek Carr didn't play. I think the biggest shocker is probably the score in this. I think I'll admit, I probably lean towards the side that, yeah, Bucks are probably going to win. I can see them maybe winning like at most 6-7. But 51-27 is insane. Chris Godwin looked amazing. This game completely flipped off a fumble, pretty much. So in 10 minutes, the Bucks scored with Chris Godwin. And then there was Spencer Rattler pass a short right to Olave. Olave gets hit, fumbled. By the way, he's dealing with another concussion issue. Poor kid, man. That's something scary as well. Hopefully prayers out to him. Hopefully we can keep an eye on his situation, figure out what's happening with Olave. But after that defensive touchdown was pretty much, like I said, all Bucks early. They go up 17-0, and then the Saints... basically field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, Bucks touchdown, then Saints touchdown to Alvin Kamara, and then it was all Bucks to finish off the game. Baker 24 of 36, 325. Spencer Rattler 22 of 40. I don't watch Spencer Rattler too closely. He missed some guys in the end zone, so that might be a bit of a concern. But, man, now the fantasy group's back blowing up. But, yeah, overall, there's not too much. I mean, Derek Carr didn't play. The Bucs blew out the Saints. So this is like, I think the biggest thing to take away from this game is like, okay, so the Bucs might actually be legit. Baker Mayfield is looking great. This might be a team where it's like, all right, so this wasn't a mirage last year. This seems like actually pretty good, which is awesome to see. As for the Saints, man, start off 2-0. Man, if everybody else took them to not make the playoffs with me, so far looking great. I mean, they have lost 4 straight now. Derek Carr looks like he's going to miss. Is he going to miss multiple weeks, or is he just out 1 week? I'm pretty sure they put him on IR, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to be a big issue. Officially ruled out for week 6. Oh, okay, IR is unlikely. So it went from him facing a multi-week absence to not. Okay, so he's not going to go on IR, so he's probably going to return I would say the week after next. Man, Saints will probably. They play the Broncos next. Won't be shocked if the Broncos win that revenge game. And then after Broncos is Chargers, Panthers, Falcons, Browns. So I'm assuming they'll win against. Man, there's a real chance the Saints are about to be like 2-8, 3-9. Like, this is horrible territory for them. Overall, great win for the Bucs, though, like I said. Massive win. Chris Godwin looks great again, which is awesome to see. Man, makes you wonder what Dave Canales was doing last year with him. No offense to Dave Canales, obviously, but just weird. Shout out, like I said, shout out the big thing, shout out the Bucs. Massive win for them. Bucky Irvin, that boy looking kind of nice. Cardinals lose 34-13 over the Packers. Packers basically, this was like almost a no contest. The Cardinals are weird, man. This is going to be official stay away team for me all year. Marv goes out with a concussion. But, man, this Cardinals team just makes absolutely zero sense. Now that they shit the bed again. Kyler is 22-32 for 214. Absolutely no running game. We had Amari DiMercado's their lead with 425. And then you look at James Conner with 7-24. I know they got a script out of the run game early. Trey McBride is the leading receiver. He's probably going to be that again this week. Great win for the Packers. They were able to take control and everything. But for the Cardinals, I don't know what to expect from this team anymore, man. I'm going to just probably end up staying away from them for a lot of games and just trying. I just don't know what they are. It's so weird, man. It's just crazy to think that 3-4 years ago they were 8-0. Start off with Cliff Kingsbury, and then ever since the second half collapse, they've just had some weird seasons. And now with the new era with Gannon, it just still doesn't seem like it's fully fixed. Eagles win 2016 over the Browns, who just shipped Amari Cooper out of town. Good for him, man, honestly. But wow, the Browns are going to be horrible. Sirianni, biggest thing coming out of this, Sirianni yelling up back and forth with the fan. But A.J. Brown comes back in. Massive game for the boy. We gave him the score 6 receptions off 9 targets for 116 and 1. Saquon didn't do too much on the ground, but now that I know I'll admit, Saquon didn't do too much on the ground. He was 18 for 47. Opportunities were there, just didn't go too well. And I'll admit, I was confused. I'm like, why? Why is this happening? What's going on? This makes no sense. Eagles play the Giants this upcoming week, so it's like, oh, okay. Obviously, I'm semi-kidding, but at the same time, I can understand. I'm going to look for Saquon to score like 2-3 times this weekend. Look for him to get like 100 all-purpose yards, 150 all-purpose yards. It's going to be a big weekend upcoming for Saquon. So it's like, oh, that's why they used him less. Nick Chubb should be coming back, which is awesome, but man, Deshaun Watson 16-23 for 168. That is not awesome. At one point, the Browns, I think, didn't convert for 26 straight third downs before they converted one. This team is just bad at this point. This is a bad team. Bad team with a even worse quarterback. And then, you know what's funny? I'll completely reevaluate this team once they don't start Deshaun. At this point, I think I'm in agreement with a lot of other people where there's no way Kevin Stefanski is just watching this week in and week out and like, now this is the football I love. This is my quarterback. There's just absolutely no chance in hell he's doing all that. So this is beyond horrible by mismanagement horribly mismanaged by the Browns. Now they get rid of Amari Cooper, who I think they signed him free. They got rid of Deshaun's probably best weapon. 4 for 42. That's gone. He was the leading receiver. After that, Jerry Jeudy had 1. David Njoku had 5 receptions for 31. Jesus, boy. Browns are going to be bad, man. This is the team that, same old Browns, man. They're going to just go back to being that dumpster fire team that doesn't win a lot of games. It sucks, too. They wasted a great defense. And like I said, as long as they continue to start Deshaun Watson, I just don't see this team projecting to do anything worth a damn. Like, if I had to be realistic, they play Bengals next. probably going to lose that game. Ravens, I would say probably going to lose the game. Chargers, probably going to lose the game. Saints, I'll give them a chance. They can beat that team. Steelers, if the Steelers mess around too much, maybe can beat them. Broncos are obviously gettable because of quarterback situation. Steelers, again, probably not. Chiefs, probably not. Fuck no. Let me rephrase that. Bengals, maybe because of division. Dolphins, Tua might be back by then, might not. So, I mean, maybe. I mean, we're talking. They're going to win, like, at this point, they're going to be a 5 or 6 win team. Sad. Shout out to the Eagles, though. Great win for them. They improved to 3-2 now. Davante Adams had his contract restructured. So let's see. Real quick before I move on. The Jets and Davante Adams have agreed to contract restructure of his 2024 contract, lessening the cap hit. They will also likely have to adjust 2025 and 2026 eventually. I would not be shocked if Davante Adams ends up staying and maybe taking a slight pay cut to end up staying with the Jets, especially if they do well. But we already talked about them. Great win for the Eagles. Like I said, the Eagles are playing the Giants next week. Big matchup for the NFC East because I think pretty much winner takes over control of the... Ooh, I forgot. Commanders. Winner basically is going to be sole possession of second in the division, and the Eagles play the Commanders here in about a month or so. And they haven't played them twice. They're going to play them twice. That's going to be a big game for the division upcoming for Eagles. Big one for them as well. Texans beat the shit out, 41-21. CJ Stroud looked great. Run game with with Joe Mixon in the run. I mean, the Texans look amazing. You had Joe Mixon in this team, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Now it's very clear that they wanted to make power running a part of their offense. I mean, like I said, 41-21. Joe Mixon in there. He has 100 all-purpose yards. I think he has 100 on the ground as well. 102 on the ground. I mean, shout out Antonio Gibson, 13 for 19. Putting up DeAndre Swift numbers. But, no. I'm very impressed with what I saw of Drake May. Drake May got killed a lot of times. I thought he outplayed C.J. Stroud in the game. Obviously, C.J. Stroud was the winning quarterback. Didn't have nearly as much as he needed to do. But, man, I'm excited for the Patriots. It looked like Drake May's going to be a little bit of something. But, yeah, there's not much to take away from this win. We expected this to happen. The promising part is, hey, Drake May might be a guy. So, Patriots fans, you might just be okay. Well, arguably could have been game of the day. Ravens-Commanders. Ravens win 30-23. I mean, there was so much I could go over this game. Biggest thing I'm taking away is if you expect the Ravens to win, look for Derrick Henry to go off. And their wins this year, I mean, he has 132-2, 199-1, 151-2, and then 92-1, I think, in the game against Cincinnati. I mean, he's basically scoring a touchdown. He's rushing for over 100 yards in the games they're winning, which makes sense. It's funny, Harbaugh came out a few weeks ago. We were going to use Derrick Henry like the Titans do, and they're slowly starting to. Mark Andrews even looked into form this game. 3 for 66-1. I mean, it's just the Ravens are going to be one of those teams we're going to see them all year, where it's like, all right, they're going to find different ways to beat you. This week it's Mark Henry. Shout out. This week it's Derrick Henry. Next week it's Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. This week it's Lamar and Derrick Henry. Like, this is a fun team where it's like they can find a different weapon anywhere on offense to beat you with. And that's how you know you have a great team when you're able to do that. As for the Commanders, I mean, they don't cover, they lose by a hook, but even still, Jaden Daniels looked good, I thought. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 24-35. Hit Terry McLaurin on a beautiful deep ball. I mean, this was just a fun game. This is a game that sucks. Somebody has to lose. Both teams improved to 4-2, though, so you can't be mad about it either way. And for the Commanders, I mean, man, you didn't expect to start off this good at all. You probably expected to lose this game at the beginning of the season, if we're being honest. So it's not too crazy. It's just awesome that now these are two. Like, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it. The Commanders are a team that expects to win, man. That is crazy. And they damn near almost did. The Ravens controlled most of the game, though. I mean, they went up early and were able to control it for the most part. But overall, like I said, I think you can't be mad with it if you're either team. Tough game to play. Both teams played well. And now I'm looking to the future. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. Because now the Commanders are going to play the Panthers. I'm pretty sure they're going to blow them out. And then they move on to their schedule. They move on with the Bears. And they have a lot of division games upcoming. And then, obviously, for the Ravens, Ravens, in this case, they got Bucks, Browns, Broncos, Bengals, Steelers. This is their next few upcoming games. That can be a little tough, too. Like I said, this was the fun football game. Wish this was the night game. Obviously, the night game we got was not nearly as good. I won't be able to talk too much about it because I fell asleep most of the second half. We'll talk about that game in here in like 2 or 3 games. But, yeah, it was tough. I'll admit. Like, I literally set an alarm. It's like, all right, we'll watch most of this. And I slept from, like, I think the 4-minute mark in the second quarter until... Man, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm trying to remember. Chargers, 23-16. against the Broncos. Chargers go up 20-0 or 20, damn near basically go up 20-0 at half, 23-0 early, or sorry, by early third. And then after that, I mean, they basically just, it's almost like they just took, sorry, late third. It was 2:39. I thought it said 12:39. 2:39. They get a field goal, but then 16 unanswered points by the Broncos. It's just weird. It's like, man, if you guys did this a little earlier, this could have been a game. Bo Nix just continues to be just weird. He's throwing the ball all over the place, so I actually do have some hope for the kid. I think that I say the kid, he's basically my age since he stayed in college for so long, but I think there is a chance for him to be good. He's getting a lot of experience just being able to, throw, having to throw. Oh, we're down, throw. I think this is going to be a chance where it's going to be one of those trial by fire things. Like, he's either going to figure it out because he's getting all the reps, or he just won't be the guy and he'll never figure it out. J.K. Dobbins, 25 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. It's going to be awesome to see what he does in a quote-unquote full-time workload. Obviously, the Chargers are going to bring in Kamani Vidal, who got some work. He was able to get a touchdown in the game, but overall, yeah, I expect them to lean heavy on J.K. Dobbins as long as they don't get him hurt or anything. I expect him to be the main back, get majority of the carries, but I will not be shocked if Vidal comes in and gets some. Looks like Hassan Haskins even got a carry or two. I don't know if it's in garbage time, but I look for that to be a common theme going forward with the Broncos. With the Chargers. And then I'm going to look for the Broncos to bounce back potentially on Thursday Night Football. Okay. Way side note, we haven't talked about college just yet, but Travis Hunter is going to be back this week, which is huge for Colorado. Steelers win 32-13 over the Raiders. It was 12-7 before the Steelers got a blocked punt, and that basically just opened up the floodgates. Overall, I don't know who they're going to start between Russ or your boy Justin Fields this upcoming week. I won't be shocked if either end up playing. But, obviously one of them are going to play. I won't be shocked if both play. But, man, Justin Fields has some special things with his legs. He's able to escape the pocket a little bit, be able to move around a little bit better than Russ can. There's not much to take away from this game, man. The Raiders traded away Adams. That basically tells you where they're at in their season. If they trade away, I don't think they'll trade away Crosby. People are talking about they need to trade Crosby. If the Raiders trade Crosby, that just tells you it's all right, so they're rebuilding, because that's a guy where if Crosby ever gets traded from the Raiders, that's okay, because he's one of those few guys that's man, this should be a career guy, lifelong guy, where it's obviously unless it's his choosing, but if I'm the team and I got a guy like Max Crosby, it's all right, give him whatever he wants, he's staying on our team until he retires, because he's truly one of those type of special players. But yeah, Raiders are going to be bad, man. They need a quarterback. At this point, they traded Davante Adams. They're just in full-on rebuild. Offensively, especially offensively, man, they need to figure some shit out. I don't know if AP is going to be the coach, man. It's starting to look like that. I hate to say it, but I don't know if he's going to be the coach after this season, for sure after next. Falcons win 38-20 over the Panthers. Big win for the Falcons. Mentioned on my show, they have no reason to be in the Falcons have no reason to mess around with this game, and the only thing I'd be scared of is they played with their food, they might not cover. They play with their food. Deontay scored first, and it was Bijan. Panthers Panthers kept scoring enough where it's holy shit, man. Is this -6 going to be a question? And then eventually the Falcons pulled away a little bit late. Oh, man, the Panthers are bad, dude. Andy Dalton, 26 of 38, 221, and two touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Kirk Cousins, 19 of 30, 225 and 1. Not a bad day for either of them. Not a great day for Andy, obviously because of the 2 interceptions. Great win by the Falcons. We expect them to win. The Panthers are bad. They're going to continue to be bad. And now I'm just going to fade them every chance I get at this point. Until it gets to the 12s, 13s, 14s, I might stay away from a few of those. But if it's anything within single digits, I'm going to take it. Especially next week, Commanders 7.5. Commanders have their defense is bad, so that might be a bit of a difference. But no, as of right now, no team should be allowing the Panthers to hang around. And it's a real shout out to the Panthers that they were able to beat the Raiders, because I don't know if they're going to win any more games this year. We're already spending way too much time on a team that's kind of stinky. Falcons' big game next week against the Seahawks. I'm excited to see how they'll play. Jeez, boy, I drank some water, about drooled on myself. Where do we want to move on to next? I need to quit the we told myself no more ums, man. Man, fuck. Man, fuck. Moving on. 47-9 ass beating. The Lions just destroy the Cowboys. There's just nothing to take away from this. The Lions looked great. Cowboys basically, it's almost like they no-show damn near. Aubrey kicked a field goal early, and then Monty got a touchdown, and then it was all Lions after that. I mean, shout out for the Cowboys for kicking a field goal, because I don't lie to you, some of these teams, we took that to kick 1+ field goal in every single game. We've got a few teams dropping left and right. We had the Eagles and the Saints lose last week. I had a team lose the week before. Right now, the Falcons and Cowboys are two that I know for sure are still going strong. But man, Lions are going to be legit, huh? Cowboys have some serious issues to fix. I mean, they just got destroyed. Like this is a game where it's like you just don't even watch the film, come back from it. Cowboys are on a bye now, and then they come back from their bye and play the 49ers. So that's going to be. You got 49ers, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders, Giants, leading them into December. I would say they're probably going to go, in this stretch, they'll probably go 3-3. 3-3 or 2-4 in my prediction. Or I think there's for sure, I think basically they're going to lose against 49ers in my opinion. And they'll probably lose to the Eagles. Past that, or either Eagles or Texans, can't decide which. Past that, I think they could truly win any of the rest of these games. But, man, that was a bad showing for them. They got some, defensively they got some stuff to fix, man. I just don't know if they're going to be able to fix it all in a bye week. And that leaves us with the Sunday night game. That was Bengals 17, Giants 17. Best way to describe this game, 7-7 at halftime. I told myself, all right, we'll take a 20-minute nap at half. Took a 20-minute nap at half. I watched a good amount of the third quarter. And then it was like, all right, fourth quarter, got in my bed. It's like, all right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to lay here, and we're just going to open my eyes, close my eyes. Open my eyes, close my eyes occasionally. We're going to listen. The main thing is we're going to do is we're going to listen, and we're going to hear what happens with the game. So this is all about 10:30, 10:40. Woke up the Family Feud at about 11:30. Bengals won 17-7. I bet Chase Brown anytime touchdown, Bengals to win. That covered. So I'll admit, truly I did not watch much of this game at all. Shout out to Tyrone Tracy for scoring, by the way. He has been a G. Tyrone Tracy's been pretty good, man. I will not be shocked if he takes over Singletary's job. If you do not have him in fantasy and you need a running back desperately, I would highly recommend getting him, because even when Singletary comes back, I think it's going to be Gray getting Gray's going to be the one getting booted for Tracy and Singletary, and they need a receiver, more of a receiver out of the running back. Tyrone Tracy's a converted receiver, so that was my one thing I'm very excited about for him. Overall, though, Bengals just dominant. Good win for them. By dominant, I mean they won 17-7, so it's like that. About as dominant as you can be for a 17-7 win. I thought Joe Burrow on that 47-yard scramble looked awesome. That was awesome to see. But yeah, overall, like I said, I'm not shocked at all by the score. I thought the Bengals would cover. It's just like I said, I accidentally fell asleep for most of this game. So I missed a good amount in the second half, which is the most important part, but also it was that boring that it kind of put me to sleep, which I hate to say. But that did it for this week. Upcoming next week, we got Chicago and Dallas on bye. That's about it. We got some exciting games coming up next week. We'll talk about it more on tomorrow's show when it comes to that part of it. We're going to have to burn through this news, because this is just going to be a long one. I think we already kind of agreed on that. But I don't think there's actually much more NFL news to talk about. We got through. I mean, I don't think you're going to get much bigger than Amari Cooper and Davante Adams being traded while we're live on the show. Steelers to give Wilson the one-team reps ahead of Week 7. So we kind of talked about we don't know. We don't know who they're going to be starting. Makes sense. Jerry Jones threatens to fire radio host who questioned Cowboys' move. This is not your job. He said, this is what he had to say. Your job isn't to let me go over all the... Let's say, this is not your job, Jones said Tuesday. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something, and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions. I'm not kidding. You're not going to figure it out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this NFL meeting I'm going to with 32 teams. You're geniuses. I mean, hey, great answer for him, but kind of funny. Which I don't think they really even made any moves. They took forever to sign Dak. It's just funny. It's just Jerry Jones is very, 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 very loud. Sean Rice is going to be seeking permission for a trade. I think that's about it, news-wise. Yeah, I don't think there's anything good, crazy. There was another trade. Seahawks acquire Roy Robertson Harris from the Jaguars in a trade along with some picks, which is awesome. Kevin Stefanski insists that Watson provides the best chance to win. That sounds like it's coming straight from the head office. And I won't lie, if it's truly Kevin Stefanski saying all this, man, then that boy must be a fool. But yeah, overall, that's all I got for this. So now, I guess we know Jordan Mailata's going to be out a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury, which is a huge loss for the Eagles' offensive line. We talked about Anthony Richardson playing. Rashee Rice undergoes knee surgery that doesn't involve ACL. So that's the nature of the injury. Is assuming. Oh, okay. So it sounds like it's probably like a cleanup surgery to then clean up the ACL. Those kind of suck, though. You have to get a surgery for the surgery. Oh, this one is awful. Jonathan Allen suffered a season-ending pec injury. That is a truly horrible loss. Commanders' defense is awful, and this is one of the few actually good pieces on it. So that's a massive, massive loss. I didn't realize that he was out for the season with that. That sucks. Timeline's uncertain, but Tua will return this year. That's awesome for him. Great to see Tua come back. Aiden Hutchinson. We didn't even talk about him because of the Lions' ass-kicking. Oh, my God. Disgusting injury. Poor guy there. Basically gets his leg swung around to somebody else and fractures his tibia and fibia. Absolutely disgusting. Man, I hope he's okay. I hope for a speedy recovery for Aiden Hutchinson. Just truly sad. One of the young heart and souls of the team. Oh, man. Just tough, man. ETN week to week with a hamstring injury, and that will officially do it for the news. We went really, really long on NFL, man. Lots to talk about. Like I said, this is why I want to break up the college. Wow. I didn't even realize I had the whole Heisman thing spelled wrong the whole damn time. I gotta leave that too. There's no changing that, man. That's tough. That's tough. Man, I'm so excited to get on. I didn't even check my spelling and everything. I can't wait for that. That's gonna scroll. Somebody's gonna point that out. That. Moving on, though, we're going to talk about some college football. We're going to go over the top 25 and the Heisman odds after we're going to flip it, though. We're going to go over the week first. We're going to burn through the week scores, kind of talk about some important games that happened. We talked about Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State covered, which was awesome. Nothing for Thursday, really. Friday, Northwestern beat Maryland. Big win for them. Utah upset by Arizona State. Massive win for Arizona State. Utah might not be that good this year. That's basically my takeaway from that game, which sucks for Utah, but that's oh, shit. Okay. And Cam Rising, man, poor kid, man, dealing with another injury. It seems like it's going to be Zach Wilson's little bro, Isaac Wilson, going to be starting from here on out until the foreseeable future. Notre Dame, 49-7 ass-kicking win there. Purdue gives Illinois a super scare, 50-49 victory. I mean, Purdue scores 23 in the fourth to make this game super, super interesting. This game was all but away, and then they made it interesting. Missouri beats UMass 45-3. Georgia Tech, 41-34. North Carolina climbs all the way back to make this a game. I remember I was just pissed because we're sitting there with the 4.5 spread. Like, there's no way this covers unless we get to overtime now. So it's like, all right, I guess we're rooting for overtime. Jamal Haynes busted open for about a 57 to 67 yard touchdown run to win the game with 11 seconds left. 68-yard touchdown with like 11. And it's just a simple handoff. You can tell they're just trying to kill the clock. Basically, it's an inside zone, and he just runs into the house. Wisconsin wins 42-7 over Rutgers. So we're going to be off the Rutgers train. I think they're going to make a bowl game. So we might bet them. So they got UCLA, USC, Minnesota, Maryland, Illinois, Michigan State. We probably will bet them 2-3 games left this season, but man. Although there might be a chance it's like, oh, they're going to be a team that's able to get undefeated. Kellen Manis is going to do some stuff, and not the case. They're a good, not a great team. Alabama, 27-25 victory. Defense played pretty shit. Offense could have played a little bit better. Nothing. I mean, North Carolina has really good defense. Don't get that wrong, but this might just be the new Alabama where they just win tight, close games. They don't blow everybody out all the time. I mean, regardless, though, you can't complain about a win. A win's a win. It's just this one was a little bit sloppy. South Carolina almost comes back to win it, too. Nick Harbor with a touchdown 43 seconds to go. That game was a little bit of a thriller. Army, the wagon, 44-10 ass beating. I'm pretty sure the quarterback had 4 touchdowns in this game. Shout out to Bryson Daly, who had 4 rushing touchdowns and one of the meanest stiff arms we've seen this season. Clemson blows out Wake Forest. Iowa blows out Washington. This was shocking, 40-16. Buffalo upsets Toledo 30-15. Kent State, Ball State have a 35-37 Tight matchup, which just shows you how bad both those teams are. Hate to say it, but man, that is tough. Pitt wins 17-15 over Cal. Very tight victory there. KJ Jefferson gets benched in a 19-13 win for Cincinnati. KJ Jefferson for UCF is the one who got benched. Concerning there, San Jose loses 24-31 against Colorado State. Heartbreaking loss there because that was kind of like a projection thing for me where it's like, man, if they lose that game, I'm going to have to reevaluate a little bit, which we got to do. USC loses a heartbreaker to Penn State in overtime, 33-30. Texas just beats the shit out of Oklahoma, 34-3. This game was not close at all. That score told about as bad as it was. Louisville beats Virginia 24-20. Heartbreaking loss for Virginia, who was up early in that game and then just wasn't able to take advantage. Georgia, 41-31 win over Mississippi State. Shocked the score ended up being that much, but I mean, big win for Georgia. We don't have too much to talk about there. Moving on, Tennessee beats Florida in overtime. That was very, very scary. Oregon, baby, 32-31 victory over Ohio State. Wow, that was a fun game. 12 men on the field. Dan Lanning said he did it on purpose. Still don't know for sure, but if he did, baller move. Will Howard not able to get down in time. It's just crazy to think. Ohio State wins that with the field goal, what the conversations are this morning versus what they weren't. Hey, regardless of a big win for Oregon, I'm not going to be shocked. We're probably going to see those two teams again in the Big Ten Championship. I will be interested to see what the spread will be on that game. Ole Miss loses 29-26 to LSU. Awesome comeback win for LSU. And a much-needed win for LSU. Ole Miss now falls to 5-2. LSU is 5-1. I mean, this is literally, obviously, these two teams. I mean, LSU's looking at dropped my damn pen. Ole Miss was looking at 6-1, which would have been huge for them. This loss to LSU is going to bump them down a little bit in the rankings. Probably mess it up a little bit. Some of the stuff they're trying to do this season. Vandy ends up covering 2013 victory for them. 13-point dogs. Way too many damn points. We said it on the show. Way too many damn points. Iowa State, 28-16 victory over West Virginia. Big win for them there. Minnesota, 21-17 win over UCLA. Colorado, heartbreaking loss to Kansas State. Heartbreaking loss to Kansas State for us Colorado bettors. And Boise State wins 28-7 over Hawaii. Boise State bettors for the college football playoffs. We just need them to go strong. So we're going to talk about the top 25 now. Before I get into that, I just want to quickly talk about Boise State. Rest of the schedule. UNLV. That's going to be a fun game on Friday. San Diego State, Nevada, San Jose, Wyoming, Oregon State. Realistically, they should be favored in most of these games, I would assume. Come on, Boise. We got a ticket from them, plus 200 to make the playoffs. Gave it out about 2-3 weeks ago. Down to minus 105. We just need them Boise boys to go strong. I gave out Ashton Jeanty Heisman at plus 1,000 a few weeks ago, along with Travis Hunter as well, and that just seems to be getting better. Man, I'm so pissed. Plus 3,300 he was like 4 weeks ago. And I didn't take it. It went to plus 1,000, took that one, and now it's just been plus 220, plus 175. That's going to be one of my biggest what-ifs, is not betting that Jeanty Heisman odds. Which I guess, speaking of Heisman, we should just... I want to talk top 25 first, but we'll talk Heisman since I'm here. We did not talk NFL divisions today. We went way too long. We'll talk about that next week. I went way too long today, so I mean, we almost went an hour on NFL alone. I don't think I need to get into divisional talk. But for college football, we do need to talk about the college football playoffs and the Heisman, because that's actually, believe it or not, I got hit with I don't know how most of y'all feel about this, but I was looking at the MAC championship earlier this morning. I saw November 30th at the date, and it's like, oh, holy shit, we only got like 7 weeks left of college football. It's absolutely insane, because it just now feels like, because I'll admit, one of my favorite things, I love watching college game day in the morning, but I haven't been able to the last few weeks because I've been golfing with my uncle and my boys. And don't get me wrong, love golfing. Absolutely love golfing. Enjoy the shit out of it. Enjoy spending time with family and friends. But it's crazy to think, like, man, I'm just now going to be settled into college game day here in like 2-3 weeks, where it's like golf season's completely over. So like, I am not allowed to golf, obviously. So it's like, okay, I'll go lift in the morning like I like to do normally, and then I'll go, instead of going golf, I'll just watch some college game day. And we only got like 3 weeks of that. It's crazy. But like I said, we're going to talk Heisman odds. GT bumped up to plus 230. Oh my God, line movement. Oh. Dude, I got to text Rowan. Give me a second. This is some insane line movement. Wow. 28 hours ago, Travis Hunter was plus 2,500. He has dropped to plus 600 in the Heisman race. By the way, speaking of Heisman, man, I can count. That's crazy. I put in $15. Same $50 sprinkle on him plus 2,500. I can now cash out for 46 of the 15. Plus 2,500, by the way. Plus 2,500 is what Travis Hunter was Tuesday, and he's down to plus 600. That's moved Ashton Jeanty up to plus 230. So now going over Heisman odds, Ashton Jeanty is the first place, plus 230. You got Dylan Gabriel, plus 260. Travis Hunter, plus 600. Cam Ward, plus 650. Jalen Milroe was at plus 1,800. He dropped to 1,400. Quinn Ewers is at 2,200. I was able to get it at 2,200. It's now plus 1,500. And you got Beck, plus 1,500. Klubnik, plus 1,900. Not going to go much farther than that. Man, this is crazy. The best times to get the Heisman odds between you and me, my people, if you're listening this long in the video, you're a true fan. Either you're a college football fan, you just skipped ahead really far, or you're a ride or die. And if you're a ride or die, I'll tell you this now. Between 8:45 Eastern and 10:15 Eastern is the best time to look at Heisman odds, because that's when I got the Travis Hunter number at 2,500. Got Quinn Ewers at plus 2,200, because that basically gives you... So you have all the Monday games that happen, obviously, right? You have all the Monday games that happen, and then that gives you... I forgot we got some games tonight in college football. Might have to dabble. But no, that gives you... So basically, Monday gives you a whole day to process everything, think about it. And then Tuesday, they basically come out. I don't know if... You might even be able to get some of these numbers Monday. Excuse me. I'm stupid as fuck. It is Tuesday. I was sitting here thinking it's Wednesday for some reason. Holy shit. Monday. So Monday... So basically, we flip that. So Sunday... This is why it's the best, too. Because Sunday... So all the college happens, everything happens Saturday, right? Sunday... Most people are focused on NFL football. All it is NFL football, NFL football, NFL football. So the books... I don't think they're touching the numbers too much. Numbers might not change too much. But then you go on Monday, like I said, Monday 8:45 to Monday 10:15 a.m. Eastern. I was able to get Quinn Ewers plus 2,200, Travis Hunter plus 2,500, Darren Milroe was plus 1,800. I mean, most of these odds were up. So that's going to be my favorite time to look now. Every week I'm going to be looking at odds about then. Because, wow, I mean, that is just, I can't believe that Hunter, man. That's a damn line movement, dude. That thing got bet. Because the books had to be pretty confident in themselves to come out with the Heisman and be like, oh, yeah, plus 2,600 or 2,500 after he got hurt, after a man game against Kansas State. My only reason I'm not so heavy on Jeanty is, like I said, I missed the plus 3,300. And then the biggest thing is just the fact that, like I said, I missed the 3,300. And then the fact that it just takes one bad game for him. I'm just looking at it from the aspect where, like, all right, it takes one bad game for Jeanty. By one bad game, I mean he rushes for like 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and they end up winning by like 6. All of a sudden, he and the Heisman odds is going to shoot so far back. I mean, he has to put up like basically 125, 150, and 1 or 2 touchdowns every single game to be basically just stay here, which sucks, obviously, because Ashton Jeanty's having a great season, but that's just how the Heisman voting works. And I want to take Travis Hunter because, like, he's a two-way player. They can still be kind of meh, but if they make a bowl and he truly is that special throughout the season, he has a good chance of winning it. That's why I'm on Travis Hunter. So basically for me, Quinn Ewers, Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty are the 3 guys I'm the heaviest on. And I'm heavy on Travis Hunter. I wasn't able to get Ashton Jeanty at a great number, so I got him at like plus 1,000, cashed that out for basically double what I put, or triple or quadruple what I put in for it. Obviously, I shouldn't have cashed it out because I could have got way more, but for plus 1,000, I had some other stuff I wanted to do, and now it works out because, like I said, I'm fully in on Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter's going to be the one to win the Heisman. They just got to keep that kid healthy, man. If it's not going to go to quarterback, obviously. With that being said, what do we say we're going to end it with? Top 25. So we're going to end it with top 25. Army. Shout out to Army and Navy, man. Finally getting into the top 25. Very, very happy about that. That we can get both those people ranked. So now we're going to look, like I said, look at the standings. AP top 25. We got Texas at 1. Oregon moves up to number 2. Penn State's 3. Ohio State's 4. Georgia 5. The U 6. Alabama 7. LSU 8. Iowa State 9. Hey, no ties so far this week. Thank God. Clemson 10, Tennessee, Notre Dame, BYU, Texas A&M, Boise State all the way up to 15. What? Perfect for the college football playoffs. IU at 16. I might sprinkle them. They're plus 200 now to make the playoffs. Obviously, they're going to have some tough games upcoming, but that's a team I love. Can't wait to watch IU back this weekend as well, by the way. Coming off a week off, they got Nebraska. If they win that game, that's going to be a fun one. Kansas State at 17, Ole Miss 18, Missouri 19, Pitt 20, SMU 21, Illinois 22, Army 23, baby. Michigan 24, Navy 25. Really happy the Army and Navy both got in there. Both amazing years for them. I almost bet Army to make the college football playoffs. That's when I'm like, all right, I need to quit. Because I was looking at odds earlier. I bet Miami of Ohio to win the MAC. They were like plus 900. I just thought that was pretty decent odds. Will they do it? Probably not, but I just hope they at least make the title game. That's basically all I'm hoping for, is they make the title game, and they're able to win that. But overall, like I said, I'm very happy the Army get in because they've had a really good season. There's not too much I can complain about top 25. I think they have been doing a lot better with it this year than in years past when it comes to moving teams and rewarding teams and whatnot. But man, I'm just very excited for. I'm excited for this week of action, man. We got another fun week of college football upcoming. Fun week of NFL upcoming. I mean, these seasons we're fully hitting stride now. It's crazy to think that it's time. But real quick before we end it, we're going to talk very quickly odds for the college football playoff. Just to bring it up. I'm just going to bring up some teams, and I might give you a look, but like it. We got Oregon minus 2,000 now. Texas minus 2,000, Ohio State minus 700, Penn State 600, Georgia 460, Bama 350. These are all minus, by the way. The U is all minus, so we're going to go skip a little bit ahead. Notre Dame minus 120. Boise State minus 105. Got that move a little bit, huh? Tennessee plus 100. Got Iowa State plus 135. For me in the Big 12, it's going to be Iowa State, Kansas State, or Colorado. Those are my three teams I pick out of the Big 12. So if you want to take any of those three teams for the college football playoffs, that's where I would be. Texas A&M plus 140. Kind of like that. They got LSU plus 135. Ole Miss plus 190. Indiana plus 210. Maybe. SMU plus 230. Like I said, Kansas State plus 260. I might take that as well. But, yeah, past that, once you start getting to, like, the Washington State, Illinois, Louisville, I mean, there's truly, man, it's starting to get wild. I'm going to have to deep dive that a little bit more, see if there's any other teams I like. But, man, I might even give out my own college football playoffs next week. Might have to do that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support. Really do appreciate it. Went super, super long today. Had a lot to talk about, a lot to go over, and, man, still can't get over it. Amari Cooper and Davante Adams. There's gonna be some fun bets for us to give out tomorrow. Some fun games to go over. I'm very, very excited about that. Already almost done with part one. I got a lot of the stuff I just need to write down, get most of it looked through. I'm just so excited, man. Football's been blessing your boy, to say the least. We almost had a perfect Pickem week. If the Jets would have won, that would have been huge for a Pickem week. But hey, it doesn't matter. We'll take it. Great, amazing week pick-wise, amazing week betting-wise, amazing week of football, man. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support. Really do appreciate it. I'll be back in this feed tomorrow to go over all my plays, my bets, picks, everything you need to know about college football and NFL for the upcoming week, baby.